most welcome to Historiespanarna, History Reconnaissance, and Waters of War, from Hitler's bridge to Putin's lifeline. Our story centers on the Kerch Strait, a slender ribbon of water joining the Sea of Azov to the Black Sea, that cuts a natural divide between Crimea and the Taman Peninsula. Today, a towering bridge spans this passage, completed in 2018. It has become one of Russia's most important lifelines in its war against Ukraine. But that lifeline has come under fire, struck 3 times by Ukrainian ingenuity, sea drones skimming the waves, a truck bomb tearing through the roadway, and hidden explosives detonated beneath the surface. Yet, the story of these waters runs far deeper. Long before this modern bridge, the Kerch Strait has been contested in wars involving Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans, Tatars, Russians and Western allies. Its importance has always been the same. It is the gateway between the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov, controlling trade and military movement. In the Second World War, German and Soviet armies fought not only each other but the strait itself, struggling to move men and supplies across its shifting currents. Ferries groaned under the load, temporary bridges rose and fell, and even a cable car system was strung across the water in a bid to outpace the enemy. The Kerch Strait has always been more than a crossing. It has been a prize, a barrier, and a stage. The past is never far, and here it repeats. And please, subscribe to our channel and join us on our journey in history. For the German army, the Kerch Strait was both a lifeline and a barrier. After capturing the Kerch Peninsula in 1942, German forces needed to move supplies, fuel and equipment between Crimea and the Taman Peninsula on the Caucasus side. The strait is only a few kilometers wide, but ferry traffic was slow and vulnerable to Soviet air and naval attacks. To solve this, the Germans engineered a Seilbahn, an aerial cableway across the Kerch Strait. Construction began in autumn 1942 and was completed in the spring of 1943. It ran about 4.5 kilometers across the strait. Towers were erected on both sides with intermediate pylons on small islands. Dozens of cable cars, small gondolas, could carry up to 1.5 tons each. At peak capacity, the system moved around 1,000 tons of supplies per day, much faster than ferries. The cable cars became one of the main supply lifelines for the German 70th Army in the Caucasus. Then came the defeat at Stalingrad and the subsequent Soviet offensives. The Germans withdrew from the Caucasus region and concentrated their forces to hold defensive positions on the Taman Peninsula, gradually withdrawing west to the Strait of Kerch, finally withdrawing to the Crimean side on October 9, 1943. Here we see a locomotive pulling the massive and high-grade steel cable through the A-frame on the German-held side of the strait. The cable was precious and produced in Germany. Removing it also prevented the Soviets from reusing it. The pillars to the cableway were blown up to complete the destruction. By October 1943, some parts of a permanent bridge across the Kerch Strait had been completed. Pylons, causeway, and even a few spans. However, the German position in Crimea was collapsing due to the Soviet counter-offensive, and in November 1943, heavy storms destroyed much of the partially built structure. In 1944, once the Soviets retook the area, they built a temporary bridge themselves, using parts of the German structure. but it too was destroyed by ice floes within months. During the following months, the Red Army pushed back the Wehrmacht in southern Ukraine, eventually cutting off the land-based connection of the 17th Army in November 1943. The Wehrmacht was able to successfully hold on to the Crimea even after it had been cut off by land, due to their ability to supply it via the Black Sea. The Soviet Army largely ignored Crimea for the next 5 months, until their offensive in April and May 1944, which forced the withdrawal by sea of the remaining German and Romanian forces in Crimea.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.